those of you just joining us, this is the night of Viva Symphony, Shake Your Peace, which is the name of this band, and Be Calm Honcho. And you're at Viracocha, you're in San Francisco. Those of you who are just coming down, this is you're on planet Earth. And this song is dedicated to one of the greatest phenomenons on planet Earth, which is the Hudson River. And you know, okay, so I was reading this Buddhist book on the BART on the way over here, and I was thinking about how everything is connected. Because, after all, what is the lungs without the blood? And what is the heart without the lungs? And what is the brain without the stomach? It's like, it does no good really to think about them as separate things, because they are all they interbe. They are one. And this monk was saying this, and I was like, yeah, I get it, because one thing that, as a deep ecologist, and not because I'm deep, but because the field of thinking about this in this way is called deep ecology. But deep ecology's idea is that, okay, so your lungs have air in them, and what good are lungs without the air inside of them, right? So if your lungs belong to you, which we would all say our lungs do, then we should also say that the air inside of our lungs belongs to us and is part of our self, what we consider legally, defensively to be our self. So if something is messing with the air inside of our lungs, they might as well be messing with the lungs themselves. So where does the air end, though, because we're breathing creatures? So how about the air within a 10-foot sphere of ourselves? Is that really is our lungs too, because our lungs are useless without the ambient air. But then you can go further and say, well, what about the air in the entire atmosphere, and the trees that make the air, and everything that makes the trees grow, and So basically, everything is our lungs. Our lungs are useless without everything that powers the air, which powers our lungs. So the deep ecology perspective, and apparently this Buddhist monk's perspective, is that everything is. There's no such thing, really. There's no boundary between you and me. And when I jumped off the roof of my stranded 1969 Drift Art Cruise houseboat called the Gypsy when I was 22 years old in the middle of the Hudson River, that I bought this boat on Craigslist for like $3,000. I thought it was the greatest deal. Didn't know at the time that the reason people sell boats for $3,000 on Craigslist is because they're going to sink. But when I jumped off this roof into the river, my worrying mind, my intellectual mind, that is Gabe Dominguez, the self, just got evaporated into the ether. And suddenly I felt like this timeless creature, and my heart and my body knew who I was, and I was like, I am this river. I'm like dinosaurs. It was trippy. I'm all of these things at once, and I knew where I was on the planet, under the sun. Everything was in its right place, as Tom York said, and I was there, and it was the Hudson River, but it could have been any river. It could have been in your arms, because it's all the Hudson River.
Out underneath the night, gonna live the simple life, baby. Oh yeah. Gonna love you all my life, baby. Gonna love you all my life, mama. River storms and river tides, still held between two riversides. Gonna love you all my life, baby. Oh yeah. I see houses in the golden green. Sail me up the Hudson River, up the Hudson. On the Hudson, sail on the Hudson, sail, singing on the Hudson River, singing on the Hudson Monarch. Sing of avocado trees and ships and unborn children in your hips. Singing on the Hudson River, on the Hudson, on the Hudson, sail on the Hudson, sail on the Hudson, sail on the Hudson, inside the heart of it.